In Bali, there is people have a special religion that is now called Hinduism, and it's a mix of elements, Hindu elements, but Shivite elements with Buddhist and lots of other things that it could take a year just to talk about. One of the things that they do is celebrating the ancestors that come from the high mountain, the Gunung Agung, and they visit the temples every 6 months, about 6 months is one calendar year, and they welcome those ancestors with offerings. I'm simplifying things, yes, I am. And but also they celebrate other moments in life that are important. There are several rites. One of the ways of celebrating is dance, music, colors. And if we think that dance, music, colors have exactly the same reason, the same substance, the same aim, we may understand why masks and dance drama with masks are so important. But we are going to look at the details later. So let's imagine a Balinese temple. The Balinese temple is not a building. It's just open space, walls, different sections. And let's imagine that there are lots of people inside this Balinese temple, and in a corner you see some people busy just cutting the throat of a little chick because it's needed, some offerings just right there. In another corner up there, there is a high priest shaking the gempa and using the fire and the incense and doing things and using mantras, gesture, so it's there. In another corner, there is a big orchestra playing, and in another corner, there is a little orchestra playing with shadow puppet without shadow. Then in another corner, you have women singing. In another corner, hidden over there, people still busy cooking. And there are offerings, lots of offerings, food, fruit, big head of pork with beautiful decorations. And you forget the nasty smell, just because it's so good to look at. And this mix of flavors and smells and things distract you from another thing going there. And then your focus changes all the time. Then at a certain point you go there and the music is louder than the gamelan is bigger, and if you change direction and you focus and you see a curtain, and the curtain shakes. And from there are characters coming out. Those are the masked characters. We know nothing. Like I knew nothing when I first went to Bali about 24 years ago. And there is a mask coming out of the curtain. We know nothing. Who is this? Of course, there is also a costume, there are colors, there is a human being moving. What kind of character is this? Have you seen Topeng before? Anyone?
A strong character.
It's a strong character. It's called the Prime Minister of Patil. Thank you. And of course, there are different sort of prime ministers, different characters. There are little details can change the character, specific character related to a story. But we are not talking about stories right now. Then the music changes. The curtain shakes again, and another character comes out. Who is this? The old man? He can be an old prime minister or an old priest. We've seen two characters just through my hand. Should we see how they walk? The first one? And I push this one a bit backwards so you can actually see my feet. What about the other one? Imagine me wearing those masks. Close your eyes and try to imagine which body belongs to which mask. Then another mask can come out, or another one, and then a mask that is the servant, the Nasar. That's the story of all kingdoms, 15th, 16th, 17th century. Stories of love, kings that are looking for princess, or wife, or battles. And of course, this character introduces the main guy of the story. comic masks who tell stories about the village, gossips, or political commentaries, and they're funny. They're funny. And philosophy mixes with jokes, and everything is there. At a certain point, the high priest decided, okay, I'm finished, that's it, and bling bling. And the performance needs to finish up. And the mask of Siddhakari, the one who completes the task, comes out and celebrates and gives the last offerings and completes the ceremony. Everything is organized, everyone goes, the ceremony finished, ready for another one. Of course, there are lots of things that we could talk about, but I would like to focus only on one detail. We've seen just 3 characters. I've chosen 3 characters to make it brief. And what I ask you, let's focus on one part of the body, the hand. Okay. First character. The Prime Minister. That's the hand. The old man? While I do this, okay, you may remember what I have done, my walk. Right? The other character? The king? Arsujaya? Each mask nearly asks for a different shape of the arm, of the hand. We're still within a technique. It's not really changing much, but it's changing. I hope you agree with that. But doesn't change only the shape, but the rhythm of the breath. So imagine what's happened to the rest of the body. So it's not just the hand, but all the body needs to change, completely change shape to become the character, to become the mask, to be one with the mask. And after quite a few years of training in Bali, the only way I think you can become with a mask is from here, from the gut, from the breath that goes to this area of the body and distributes here. Then you can actually push the breath, like Passaggio, one of my teachers says, push the breath towards the mask to become one. To be able then to become one with the face that belongs to someone else, Pakodi. But is it a practical way to see things, or there is something also beyond this way of talking? Teachers talk about marrying the mask. Some teachers love saying all these things, expressing this concept through metaphysical concept. Other people just leave them aside and talk in a very practical way, or just they don't want to talk. There is one thing that can make us connect when Lydia says, look at the body of a performer, okay, and then basic standing position here. Okay. This is male basic standing position, very comfortable here. Even just here, I'm creating tension. Somebody look. I'm creating tension. My feet open, and I have to make sure that tension there to avoid to fall down here, and I have to take up here, down there, and then when I walk, here and here, and change. And when I walk, I keep the tension upwards and downwards. If we consider the cosmological principle of a Balinese religion, for them the direction towards the mountain is the direction upward. The mountain, the Gunung Agung, is the place where the ancestor lived. Then there is another direction, the direction towards the sea, where other entities live. The aim of the offerings, the aim of the ceremonies, for whatever reason they are, is to maintain a balance between the direction towards the mountain and the direction towards the sea. Once that tension is maintained here, the world of the humans stays in balance. And that is the world that is parallel. So the body is a microcosm. And the body of the dancer, as it is, just because it is part of the offering. Because it's trying to represent the cosmology within Balinese belief system. Now, what do I do with this? I'm Italian born, and should I start doing Balinese dance all around Europe or Australia or South America or North America? That's a choice. There is something about the body of the dancer that reminds me, do you know about Antonin Artaud? No? Antonin Artaud saw Balinese dance for the first time, 1931, in Paris, at the Colonial Exhibition. And in Balinese dance, it saw the revelation, the solution to fix all what was wrong with the European theater. And they say, that's a pure theater, a theater without words, a sacred theater. Actually, the theater was without words because in the program they cut all the drama and the theater because it was not understandable for a European audience. And he wrote an article on Balinese theater, and that article actually influenced all the theater directors that follow him in the 20th century, including Peter Brook, just to mention one. And I'm saying, yes, he's actually end up in mentally ill, and he died mentally ill. But in that state of no balance, we say no balance. So we can say it was mad, okay? But in that state, I think he got something in Balinese theater, what is in reality in Balinese theater, that is a sort of presence that even if you don't think about, you just make an offering, okay, with your body, and you don't think about it. You don't have to sit down and do yoga outside the world because you want to make an offering. Offerings is just in the daily life. But what do we do with that? Great. What do you think I should do with that? What do you think, what do you feel when you see somebody that is not from the country, that the form of dance or that they're doing is from, what is your feeling? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel, yeah, talk.
I think it's the same concept of a non-native and not an English person teaching English language in England.
Yeah.
So the perception is like that.
Which is? Doesn't sound right.
The fit.
Doesn't fit.
Yeah, that's
That's all.
yeah.
Doesn't fit.
Yeah, itu yang that's what I always hear from because I stay here, I live here, so that's what I hear from
And you are Indonesian.
I'm Malaysian.
Malaysian, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, and she's Malaysian. And for other people, how do you, I'm interested to know, how do you feel when you see a white doing Indonesian dance or Indian dance?
I think it's rather charming.
Charming.
Yes. It's a
Fascinating.
different translation,
Different translation.
but it's still valid.
So it becomes something else.
Yes.
So, and for me it's important, because it's my personality, for me it's important to say, hi, I'm actually translating, I don't want to be a copy. I'm not pretending to be the perfect copy of something, but it's my intercultural interpretation, it's my encounter, it's my search, it's my proposal, and I offer it. This is, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm not as good. I'm just another version of something. The search for the life of the mask brought me to really try to find, okay, I said the breath. What about if I use just the principles without creating, without creating the exotic image of spirituality or using cosmology in a certain, package, because it's easy to go there and sell yourself as a, super. I take the principle and I try to get rid of the shape. And taking the energy, so the rhythm, the breath of the main characters, I start to look for an energy that is more feminine. Because all these characters actually are male danced by men. So at a certain point I discovered, wow, I discovered in myself, actually I'm doing just male characters. What's going on? Why? So, okay, after 10 years, I start to think about female characters. How can same energy, but with female characters. I stop talking and I just show you one character and see if it works. performance, I use music. And the way in which I use music, I usually interact with people that are in the place, wherever I go. Can be Brazil, can be France, can be in the Australian bush. I meet people in there and I ask them, okay, this is a mass, think about the music. And then we work, go slow, but it's the interaction. The principle in Javanese Balinese music is that performer is a sort of director of the orchestra, like gives hints to the drummer communicates with the rest of the orchestra and creates this unity in which the body of the performer becomes an instrument. And in this way, you create one thread between the body of the performer, musicians, and mass, and possibly audience. Possibly, but it works, of course. Then other characters that I've been working on aims to not create any movement or very little movement. And the challenge is how can I make a mask alive without moving? And this is another character.
used to seeing expressions through those facial features?
I work also with masks that I make. And when I make a mask, I've got some Balinese hint always. Even if you say those two masks are from that part of the world, actually they are not traditional. So, yes, they are, but they are not. I also work with Commedia dell'arte masks, and in a dialogue. So I both wear those or I interact with those. So, yes, all the dialogues are possible for me. Masks change. So, according to you can create the life of the mask according to the mask itself. You have to adapt your body to the mask. And the aim of this is saying you can't just take the mask and put it on. You need to become the body of that mask before you put it on. That is the only thing that really I would like to, it's important for me to transmit. But whatever mask you want to use, or from whatever tradition, you can acquire instruments that allow you to make the mask alive, even if you don't know the tradition itself. But you have to learn to read the lines of the mask that allow you to transform the body to become the mask. Did I answer? Yes.
So your masks are made specifically for you, and each person would have a different one?
Those are specifically for me, those last two. The others, you just arrived, sorry. The others are for belong to the tradition. They were made for me, but like those that are similar or the same type of mask. So each mask is made individually, so it's hand carved, and of course the traditional mask is copied, but in the moment in which it's copied, changes a little bit, always changes in a way. By step. Question, curiosity? Can I have the time? Because the leg on is, yeah. So we can talk until the next one comes. Yes.
Is anonymity kind of an essential quality of your performance? The mask.
Sorry.
It allows the audience to kind of project, I suppose, onto you.
So you are saying that the quality of the mask allows the audience to project, or vice versa?
There's an anonymity about your performance.
Which means that is alive or not?
It means that no one knows what you look like if you're wearing a mask. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah.
Or is it that it can be any character anywhere, and like the audience kind of invents a character for it? Could be anybody in the street or something?
Yeah, you become a focal point of a community's attention.
Okay, it's a compliment. Thank you. So, you mean that I managed to create the attraction in there? And did you see the attraction and the focus more in the old woman or in the white man?
It was the white mask, yeah.
The white man.
The face is kind of without expression, so you're not directing.
No. And that is my way of searching movement without movement, and with a subtle change of energy, subtle change of breath. At least I'm trying, I go there. While we wait for the next, any other questions?
Do you, like when I wear masks, I feel like a different person, like the character of the mask. So is that important to you as a performer, that you embody the mask, or that you become a different character as yourself? And is that a way of exploring your psychology?
The actual, my training takes me to not becoming completely, but first I find the movement, and it's highly technical, and then more I use the mask, and more also my emotions are involved. But I become one with the mask in the moment in which I'm there. And I work on the being absolutely present in the moment without thinking anything else.
So it's quite like performance art.
It's
in that way.
performance art. So this, I just gave a demonstration of some tools that can be used in the training for theater, with or without masks, and it's very much what I do. I train actors and dancers through the mask as aim and as a tool for characterization. The next one is ready? Yes? No, I'm just entertaining people until
Yeah, they're actually ready.
they're ready. Okay. A beautiful local Balinese dancer who is going to perform a Chondong dance. Chondong is the introduction to a longer dance, which is Legong Indian. So I think I've talked long enough, and we go with the music. Yeah. And because usually it takes about a minute and a half before it starts, and then we give space to Chondong. Okay, no, we try the sound first. Thank you.
were. I was like so excited.
Room. My room? Where is that girl from? This one. Don't know. I can't. Don't know. Sorry. I think Brazil. I think so.
I'm so excited.
Okay, sorry for the delay. So, yeah. Are you okay? Ready?